Okay, guys. First time you've seen me on camera. I've worked all day. I went over to my buddies, worked on my stock, so I look like crap. I don't really like being on camera, but I was going to show you some of this stuff. Um, so, I don't have Dawn out here, but everyone knows what spray Dawn looks like, I'm sure. It's awesome. It cleans well. It's safe. Inexpensive. If I have one, like in particular my number 4. My number 4 was a rust bucket. It had a lot of rust on it. So I use this. I almost dropped it. Hope you can see that. I don't know how close I have to get it to this camera. That's what I use. Once again, none of these chemicals or methods is... I don't advocate anything. It's just what I do. Gun oil, I use rim oil. For solvent, cleaning the barrel, Butch's Bore Shine is awesome. I've been using it for years. It's so much better than Hoppy's, in my opinion. If I have to blue something, I've had several people ask me, that's what I'm using. And once again, I don't know how close I have to get this to the camera, but that's what I'm using. Anything that's stuck, best thing on the moon right there. Coral is some bad stuff. It's expensive. This little can, 10 ounces, was like $28. Now, I did get the one with silicone in it. I don't know that it matters, but, you know, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly bear. So I got silicone. Brushes, you know, I bought these at Harbor Freight. It was a whole kit of different sizes. I try to use the brass ones. It comes with the steel ones. I don't use the steel ones. But they have these for like 99 cents, I think. Maybe $1. I don't remember. Just brass brushes. I try to clean most everything up in the sink with really hot water and Dawn. If I have to, I'll put a solvent on it and I'll use the steel wool. I get this at Harbor Freight. Excuse me. It's pretty much 4-aught. This is not my preferred choice, but it's what I had last time. I couldn't find 4-aught steel wool anywhere. I went to Walmart, TSC, nobody had it. I don't even remember where I got it last time, but that's what I ended up with. It works okay, but these little, I call them dental tools, little picks, they're awesome. I've had this one for years. I got a kit from Harbor Freight for like $5. You know, just get the nooks and crannies. Excuse me, I'm still not well. I'm still fighting all this stuff. I did buy a Wheeler screwdriver set. You know, it's got most everything you need in there. Most everything in my Snap-on toolbox does not fit for this application. The screwdrivers are different. You know, it's you got to have the right screwdriver head to go in the screws, or you'll just booger them up. But I just try to scrub on them. I've got some regular soft bristle brushes. Excuse me. And I use a universal tool, toothbrush. I use them a lot. This is how I do most of my cleaning. I do have some of these. I've got a bunch of these actually. Looks like a giant Q-tip. I use these a lot to get in the nooks and crannies. I have different sizes. They do really good. Of course, my bore light. You know, I think the key to it is just don't get in a big hurry. You know, take your time. You know, all of us have our own vision of what these guns need to look like, what we want them to look like. I don't want one that's pristine. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of getting a surplus firearm, rather it be handgun or long gun. When I got my CMP 1911, there was a lot of people wanting the service grades, and I may do a video on that one. I got mine in round 2. Mine is a Colt. It's really cool. I got a lot of history behind it. I can share that in the video. But a lot of people were getting the service grades. They didn't want a rack grade. I got a rack grade. Mine has a lot of character. Like I said, a lot of history. I don't want something that looks brand new. I just go buy a new gun. I mean, I'd rather not have a rust bucket, but if I can clean it up, then that's great. You know, so I mean, it's pretty short and simple. I mean, this is most of the stuff I use. That's what I use on the stock. I got it at Walmart. This comes from Walmart. It's what I get the rust off with. And you have to spray this gel on. You let it sit. You kind of take a toothbrush and spread it on. And it says 15 to 30 minutes. And do as many applications as you need to. I mean, it's worked good for me. It worked really good on my number 4 that was very rusty. But I don't do that on everything. I try to just get it off with, you know, either solvent or the spray dawn. And once again, if you've never used the spray dawn, it is absolutely awesome. I do a lot of hiking and backpacking, and so I do a lot of cooking with my pots and pans out in the field. And I never could get them clean, because if you cook over a fire, if anyone knows, they get all sooty. And I brought these home and just washed them with spray dawn, and I couldn't believe it. You spray it on there and it just melts the stuff off. Same thing it does to the stocks. You spray it on the stock and you just let it sit, and immediately it turns brown. Now you have to do that, I don't know, I do mine 3 to 5 times. And I scrub it with toothbrushes and a little scrubber and try to get all the crud off. Let that dry, then I come back with the linseed oil. I mean, it's very simple. I don't have a lot of special tools. And I don't try to get it just immaculate. So, I mean, if any of you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer anything. But it's pretty simple. It's just basic stuff, basic tools, basic cleaners, nothing fancy. You know, I don't want a restored firearm. So, I did buy these. I haven't used them yet. I hadn't really needed them. But I got these at Harbor Freight. They can go on a Dremel or a drill, whatever. So you can get in some of the little tighter places if you needed to. But I get the brass ones. I mean, I just come out to the garage and turn my radio on and just go at it. This Carcano cleaned up quite well. I do need that spring. Me and my buddy fixed the stock tonight. I just put the first coat of linseed oil on it. It's not great, it's not perfect, but I have a feeling this is not going to be a shooter anyway, so I'm not going to just put a whole lot of time in trying to make it perfect. But it looks good. It looks better than it did, I think. So the repairs that were previously done to this stock, they had hammered nails and bent one over, and there was probably, I don't know, 3, 4, there was at least 5. It was going to be a bear to try to get that chunk out. So we ended up taking a center punch and punching the screw heads down a little bit, which actually tightened up that chunk. It didn't have such a gap in it. And we used wood filler, and that worked out okay. It's not great. I'm not that worried about it. I'll probably do something different next time if I get one like that. But to be honest, probably moving forward, I will probably get at least a B grade. I mean, it's $50 more most of the time. I don't mind these C grades. but now I'm starting to get into the much older guns, and I just don't think that's going to be a viable option if I want something I can shoot. I mean, I want a Steyr M95. I want an 8x50 in particular. That's what I'd like to have. And I'd like to have one of the, what is it, 10x4x47, I think it is, Vertellis. I'd like to have one of those, but I will not do a C grade. Not on one of those. Those are much older, and I just don't want to take a chance on them. But anyway, the reason why I've done this video, oh yeah, I bought this little hammer. Sometimes you have to kind of hammer on some things, and Harbor Freight, $5. It comes with a lot of different attachments so you don't mar anything up, a brass head. The sight, the rear sight on my number 4 would not move. It was frozen. I tried WD-40, I tried, well, I don't have it out here now, PB Blaster, nothing worked. Several people, including some close friends of mine, said, hey, get some Kroll. Excuse my country lang, but that's it's called Kroll to me. My dad used to use this. I remember it. I had no earthly idea how much this stuff cost. So I was like, great, I'll go get some. Couldn't find it anywhere. I went to all the parts places. I went to Walmart. Nobody had it. I was in TSC for something separate. I said, well, let me just see if they had it. They had it. However, this was it was right at $27 with the silicone. $24, I think, if you just got the regular. And like I said, if you're going to get it, you might as well get silicone, right? So, I don't know. I mean, this is just what I use. It's how I do it. The PermaBlue, the paste, it's done well for what I need it to do. I usually take one of these little Q-tips, whatever you want to call it, and I dab it on there, and I put it on. You know, if I'm doing a barrel or something, I try not to do like the whole thing. You do a piece at a time, because it's supposed to be on there, I think, a minute. I don't have my glasses on, but I think a minute. And then you're supposed to, you know, go to cold water and wash it off, and then repeat till you get the darkness that you want. I've never really had to do it more than 3 times. Because if I'm doing these surplus guns, I don't want to, I just want it enough to match. Like my number 5, I think it was, when I reblued the barrel, if you looked at that video, I just did it enough to match the receiver. Because the receiver was fine, but the end of the barrel, it was almost into white. So I didn't like that, so I did it just enough to match, and it turned out well. So anyway, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is what I do. I'll wipe the stock down. I've got it over here now, and excuse the background. I mean, it's a garage. But I'll let it sit on there for about 30 minutes, and then I'll wipe it down, and I'll let it sit. Then tomorrow I'll do another one. You can do it like once every 12 hours, but I usually try to do it once a day, let it dry. You know, I'll probably put, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 coats on this. I'm going to call it done. I'm just not going to put a whole lot of emphasis in this, at least till I get to the range and I shoot this thing and see what it's going to do. But I'm pretty confident I'm going to see some keyholing. It swallows the bullet, even partial case neck. So that can't be good. The way it looks, the rifling is maybe mid-barrel, somewhere around there. I don't know, but it's not good. Once I cleaned it, I could tell, oh man, this sucks. So I'm gonna get a spring and get that replaced. By the time that gets here and everything, I should have my stock ready. Like I said, I hand load my ammo for this, and I use the 268 bullets. So I don't know. We'll see what it does. But anyway, this is it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer them. Everyone's got their own idea how they want to do this. This isn't the right or wrong way. It's just how I do it. You know, there's a lot of different things out there that will take rust off. I didn't go looking for this. I just found this, and it works. So, you know, the biggest thing I could say, if you're going to do this kind of hobby, is get you a set of real gunsmithing screwdrivers. You know, it's like $20 for this set. It wasn't that bad. Your snap-on screwdrivers is not appropriate for this. You'll figure that out. But you know, you need the right bit to fit the heads, or you'll booger them up. You'll booger them up anyway. When I was taking one of the screws out, I don't know what I did. It's right here. I'm gonna try to show that to you. I don't know if you can see that. This was in the butt plate in the stock, and that cut that's in there was not there. I have some little mini files. I'll show you them real quick. I got these also at Harbor Freight. It's just a set of little mini files, and I use them at work too. They're very handy, and the little small jobs, they work awesome. Excuse me, y'all. But anyway, I had to cut the flathead into it because it was so wore down. I like to never got this thing out. I oiled it with coral, and it just took a lot of patience. I actually don't have a lot of that. If you ask my friends, they'll tell you, but it takes a lot of patience. Don't get in a hurry with this stuff because you'll end up burgering something up. So if I start getting impatient, I just have to drop it and walk off. Go get a beer or something, chill out. Because if you get in a hurry and you get pissed at it, you're going to booger it up. So I took my time. I filed a new cut in this and slowly was able to get this thing out. And guess what? I'll never use that son of a bitch again. I'm going to order new screws and be done with it. I'm not going to try to fight with that thing. But anyway, if you have questions, let me know. If I can help, I will. If you have information from me, of course, bounce it off of me. I mean, I'm open, but I'm pretty bullheaded. I'm probably going to do it the way I want to do it, just like y'all would. But I'm open to hear what other people do, or what you see. Just let me know. That's why I started doing videos, is to help other people. Because when I was looking at this stuff, I didn't see a whole lot of people refurbishing. I seen people restoring, and that's not what I want to do. I don't even understand that. I mean, you're gonna take a 1917 gun and restore it to what? I mean, this doesn't make sense. I want it to look like it's been there. I mean, that's the whole idea of surplus firearms. But anyway, I do have some other rifles I want to do, and I've actually considered. I've got a lot of surplus firearms. I've just never done videos. I've thought about maybe doing some videos of, I've got a complete Tokarev collection. If anybody knows anything about the Tokarevs, I've got the Romanian, the Polish, the Chinese. I got two of the Yugoslavian. The reason why I've got two, one is a nickel plated, which is supposed to be an officer's gun, and I have the appropriate holsters as well. So I have a white holster for that one. So I've got 5. So I've got, all of those. I don't have an original Russian, and I probably never will. The last time I looked at an original Tokarev Russian, they're like $4,000. Yeah, it's not happening. That's just a lot of money. But I have a lot of different, probably, I don't know, I'm shooting from the hip. Between long guns and handguns, maybe 40. Somewhere around there, maybe 50. I thought about doing some videos on them, just let y'all see, you know, the different ones that I've got and the ones that's out there, because I'm just a basic, no bullshit guy. I mean, I don't have fancy stuff, but I shoot these. I reload for some of them, so let me know what you think if you're interested in seeing. I mean, I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm not gonna. I don't see this being a paid thing. I just thought this is kind of cool and let people know what I'm doing and how these things come in. You know, taking them apart, getting them cleaned up. You know, it's a cool hobby. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah. Let me know, and y'all have a good night. We'll go from there. I'll let you know when I get this back together, and I'll do another video. Take care.